Okay, Tamarack 2, 3 True Horror Stories Animated. It's from Wasabi Entertainment. I probably butchered that. Oh, Wancy Entertainment. I've seen their channel before. I mean, when I was seeing it, it wasn't bad, but some of the stories you think, like, I don't think they're real, because there was a story about somebody buying an apartment, and it was like for $6 or something, and it was like, yeah, like $6, totally. You can buy an apartment for $6. Like, yeah, it's totally realistic. Um, but yeah, we're gonna see this one and see what happens.
I remember we were riding in a car one day and I asked my mom the scariest experience she ever had. She had been a camp counselor for a small outdoors camp in the summer, which lasted about a week. On a particular hot summer night, my mom was rolling around in her bed unable to sleep because of the humid heat. Her other friend, who I'll call Rachel, was also awake at the time. Around 1:30 a.m., my mom received a notification to not leave the area. Apparently, 4 convicts had escaped from a local prison and were on the run. Rachel was freaking out and hurriedly woke up everyone despite my mom telling her to calm down. After arguing with the campers and the other counselor, she had convinced the group to go to the boys' cabin to see if they were fine. They left out through the back cabin door and snuck behind bushes, making as little noise as possible. Unfortunately, they had to make it across a little clearing to reach the men's cabin. After checking multiple times, they ran to the boys' cabin and knocked till my mother's guy best friend opened up. He raised a questioning look before letting them in after seeing how scared everyone was. The guy laughed after Rachel said she was scared because of the escaped convicts and reassured her. Around 2 hours later, my mom and everyone headed back to their cabin and fell asleep. The next day, everyone was a bit freaked out, but was sure nothing had happened to them. Until my mom walked around to see the back of the cabin. It seemed someone had scraped the back doors and unsuccessfully tried getting in. She was freaked out by it and went home early. Later, she found out on the news only 3 convicts were captured, and has always thought back to that night and wondered what would have happened if they stayed in their cabin.
You would have fucking died. Like, it's not
Hello,
even a mystery.
my name is Joe and I'm 10,
What would have
from a
happened?
small farm in
Like,
Nebraska.
You wouldn't be
I
alive.
have 2 sisters, Annie and Scarlett, and they're 16.
That
Our
was
farm
never
used to be
that
quite
risky. That was
large,
horrible.
but as time went on, people
mean,
and
very
animals have
wacky
been
and
taking our
fucking
crops
creativity.
and littering. But that's besides the point.
I don't get
Our
it,
family
but
was never wealthy and we
never
didn't
seen
have
that more
much.
interesting people.
It happened about a year ago before I found out about this channel. I live near Medicine Creek, and our tractor broke down, so we had to pull it all the way to Cambridge. There had recently been people hunting animals nearby, and our parents didn't want our livestock getting killed. Our parents had me and my sister stay at the farm in case the hunters came to collect food. So my sister and I were watching the television when we heard rustling in the crops. Then our dog, Scout, started barking when the first gunshot went off. I yelled and screamed, but Scarlett put her hand over my mouth. We tried to call the police, but the phone line was out. Damn it. He cut the phone line.
How convenient.
Next, the man shot at the window and jumped through. We ran straight upstairs to our bedroom. I saw a glimpse of his face. He was skinny with mildly red eyes and short, black, greasy hair. He pointed the rifle at me, but missed. My sister shoved me into the room as she pulled out a knife and ran at the man. Then the most terrifying part. A bullet flew into my sister's arm. She screamed as the man pointed the gun at me. Thankfully, the man fell downstairs as Scout bit a chunk off of his leg. I grabbed the knife, then ran straight at him. I stabbed him 4 times as blood splattered everywhere on the wall. The police showed up eventually because the neighbors saw the commotion. Thankfully, no one was majorly hurt. I just hope that nothing like this ever happens again.
My name is Luke. This happened to me in August last year on a Friday. I was 20 at the time. My parents were going out of town for a week. They said I could invite some friends over, so I called my friend Mark. He asked if he could bring his little brother since he was babysitting him. So when they got here, we decided to get pizza. We were waiting for the pizza. So I said, "Hey, do you want to have a sleepover?" He said, "Of course, but my brother's going to have to stay." I told him that was fine. So while we were waiting for the pizza, we were playing video games. And then the pizza arrived and we ate and played more video games. Then we went to bed. He and his brother were sleeping on the floor on a mattress. At 2:30 a.m., he woke me up and said, "I don't feel good. I'm gonna go home." So when he left, I went to pick up the mattress, and I saw a complete man under my bed. I screamed, "Ah!" I ran out of the room and called 911.
That was a scream.
He
That
woke
was
up
the
from
one
my
with the
scream and
fucking,
tried to leave. Then I
call
tackled him
someone.
before he could get to the front door. The police came 5 minutes later. Turns out he was homeless. They put him in handcuffs and he looked at me with an ugly grin. I noticed he had a knife in his back pocket. The police told me he might be going to prison for 1 year. Turns out he's been in my house for a week. The question we were all asking was, how did he get in the house? Nobody knows. What scares me the most is that it's been 1 year, and I know he's out on the street now. When my friend got home, he called and told me there was a hobo under my bed, and that's the reason why he left. If he hadn't realized there was a guy under my bed, he would have stayed, and who knows what would have happened.
Okay, that was one of these videos. Okay, I have some issues with this. First one, it wasn't even about, I'm trying to remember. The first one was a summer camp, I think. Was that what it was about? Oh yeah. Okay, it was about his mom going to summer camp, and she just, she lives next to. So here's the problem. Why the fuck is there a camp near a prison? Why would they build it next to that? And why would convicts waste their time going there? You break out of prison, the first place you should be going is on the fucking run. You should be hiding. Why would you hide at a camp? And the police weren't even chasing them, I don't think. So, like, it made no sense. Also really stupid. It didn't make sense why they would try to scrape open the door and, like, get in there. Like, okay, what they gonna accomplish? Like, there's not a car inside to run away. Like, it's a fucking camp. Very stupid. And at the ending, them saying, "I wonder what would have happened." You would have died. I don't think it's rocket science. If he was trying to scrape open the door, maybe he was trying to hurt you. Like, wow, it takes brain cells to figure that out. Okay, the next story, that was about the family or something at a farm. Some family at a farm. That one was not that bad. That one was okay. I guess that could have happened to anybody, but they didn't really go into depth why he was there. Like, a random man broke onto their farm and just started shooting everything. Like, what? And then did the sister live? Did she die? She got shot in the arm. Like, what happened with her? Like, that's pretty traumatic. So I wish they would have said what happened. Maybe her ass died out of blood loss. I don't know. Fuck. And the brother stabbing him 4 times. That was a good thing he did that, but I was like, okay, you describing that shit like you fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. You calm down. What are you gonna do? And the last story, very lazily fucking written. Why was there a homeless man under their bed? Like, it could happen, but it just was so pointless. Like, I just don't feel like there was much thought put into that. Yeah, the stories are okay, but definitely not as I thought they were gonna be. Lazily written and just plain fucking stupid something. But I'll see y'all in the next.